I admit it, moving to Florida, I did gain some weight with all of those delicious Disney treats, I can tell you, but I am working on it. It's starting to swing the other way slowly. You might be able to tell, maybe not, that's okay, but we're still slowly getting there, slowly. And so today we're going to go over some of those healthy habits to follow when at Disney and trying to maintain that weight balance. Now in today's video, I was thinking about the different items that I could list to say, okay, eat this, not that at Disney, but I don't think that's going to work simply because the menus change so much and there are so many items, it would be extremely difficult to keep up with what has changed. So instead, today's video is kind of a tips and tricks that I have learned and use every day when I'm in the parks to try and reduce that caloric intake. Now I should note right off the bat that these strategies may not work for everyone. They are working for me at the moment. I may need to adapt them in the future. I am not sure, but these are the strategies that I have found work best for someone who loves to go to Disney all the time, loves to enjoy those delicious treats from time to time, and still wants to maintain their weight. Let's start first with what I've been changing before I go to the park. Before I even get to the Magic Kingdom or Epcot, wherever I'm going, I'll try and eat some protein prior, like here at the house. What I'll do is I'll eat chicken, or maybe just like I'll cook up a burger, whatever it is, eat it here so when I get there, I won't be as hungry for a little while anyway. I found that that really does help. It kind of pushes the hunger away and you can say to yourself, you know what, today I'm not gonna have that Dole Whip as much as I would like it, and I know I would like it, and I'll be able to enjoy it again in the future. Not going to have it today because I just had some chicken or whatever I had. I feel like this helps a lot because you can have something smaller, kind of let that work through your system, feel full, and then go for something else that's smaller. So you don't have to eat a lot all at once, and then you can kind of balance it out. So it's like, okay, maybe it's corn dogs, but then I'm gonna go to a different destination, have maybe chicken or whatever it is to help kind of balance everything. So small portions. With those small portions, I am trying to eat a little bit more frequently too, so I don't feel as hungry. So it's not like, oh my gosh, I'm starving, let me eat this entire huge burger, let me have this small chicken entree, and then a couple hours later have another maybe egg entree, whatever it is, to try and balance things. Something that I've found really helps with that are the festivals at Epcot. Surprisingly, I was thinking to myself maybe that wouldn't help, but the festivals have some really great protein items like, you know, ribs and all that, and yes, maybe more calories, but considering like ribs versus Dole Whip, okay, you know, I'll take the ribs. So you kind of balance those things, and they are smaller. It's not that big, so you have like a small portion, a couple hours, more festival time, and there you go. It's really nice. Now, in terms of smaller portions, another trick that I like to use is getting kids meals, especially at destinations that don't have as much protein in the food. Sometimes it's just less protein, it's just more of the carbohydrates, which are fine. It depends on the diet you're using. There's no one right way, there is not. But for me, I'm trying to go for those proteins. And when I see a kid's meal, sometimes they come with maybe like carrots on the side or something like that, and like a yogurt, which is also fine. So yes, there are some sugars there, but smaller portions help a lot. Now on to those delicious Disney sugary treats, which you know I love. Night Blossom's one that comes to mind immediately, and the Dole Whip, of course, and milkshakes and all those great things. And something very interesting I've learned about those, they cause you to get hungry, which, I mean, I kind of knew that, but it became more and more obvious the more I had these items. I said, okay, well now I'm hungry again, maybe an hour later, and I need some protein or something like that. So I've done something very interesting. It's true that I have reduced the number of milkshakes and sugary beverages that I do have, and I've cut all soda out of my diet, which I think really has helped a lot. But what I'll do is I'll have the sugary item first, like the milkshake, and I know there's a lot of calories there, milkshake first, and then I will have the protein. I'm not sure if that makes health sense. I have no idea, not a doctor, again, but for me it seems to kind of quell the appetite. You know, sugar, okay, it makes you hungry, but then you eat the protein and you're not hungry. It works for me. It works for me at the moment. I was thinking about how I was going to cut out all of these sweet treats, and I realized very quickly that it wouldn't work. It's not going to work. So this is how I learned that you kind of have a little bit of the sweet treat first, and then you get the protein. And I've cut back on the sweet treats, no doubt about it, but not completely. It just didn't work for me to cut them out completely. If it works for you, it'll probably be a lot faster, but you know, you got to balance it out. Something else that I've learned as I've been going through Disney trying to find these tips and tricks is that usually you can switch out the tortilla of different things with lettuce if you want. There's actually a lot of carbohydrates in tortilla. Again, learning these things as I go, not a nutritionist, but you can kind of replace those things, or maybe the buns of a burger, you can actually have them removed if you want to. All of these things, you can ask for a lot of different special requests when it comes to food at Disney. Something that I've been trying to avoid recently is all you can eat buffets. That's one thing that for me is kind of like that weakness, and I can't avoid it for a little while. I can stay away from Ohana for a few months, but that's about it. After a little while, I'm gonna need to go back. But the thing is, I've kind of reduced that quite a bit because I feel like that portion control for me is the biggest part. If I go to an all-you-can-eat, I end up, eating a little bit too much. You're like, oh my gosh, but then the next meal you have, it almost feels like you need to compensate. Like your body's like, okay, that's the new normal. I feel like that's how it is for me, where I say to myself, this is what I want to eat, and then you have this special, like a lot of food, and then your body kind of catches up. It's like, oh, am I supposed to be eating that much? Is that? So I'm trying to prevent that. Now, if you're counting calories, something fun to know that I found out, the Dole Whip without the float part, just the Dole Whip, the ice cream, is only 90 calories. So that's not bad for a sweet treat. Sweet treat first, then onto some protein, not bad. By comparison, I would imagine the Night Blossom has many more calories, but I was not able to find it at the time of filming. If you can find how many calories on our Night Blossom, please let me know in the comments. I'd love to learn. Now, if you love seafood, I found that is kind of the area that you can shine at Disney, especially a spot like Yak and Yeti or somewhere where you can get sushi, or maybe sushi without the rice, which is called sashimi, just remembering these things. And it's delicious, it fills you up, there's a lot of it at Disney, and usually it's not too expensive, which is really, really helpful as you're trying to kind of balance all of these different things. Those are my thoughts about kind of maintaining that balance of what you are consuming at Disney. I hope you found this video helpful. Of course, if you're on vacation, my personal opinion, it doesn't need to be as prioritized as other things. That's me. I love going on vacation and kind of totally forgetting the diet, but that's what worked for me. For others, maybe it doesn't work that way, and these tips I think will really help you on vacation. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I would love to hear from you. Thank you so much for being a part of the magic with me today. Until next time, have a magical day.